How beautiful what Imam al-Shatibi said. Al-Shatibi, rahimahullah, in the description of Allah's book, he has a famous Al-Fiya. Al-Fiya, it's long, 1,000-line poem. And in it, Al-Shatibi, he praises the Qur'an, and he says, and I'll give you 2 lines. He says on the Qur'an, وَخَيْرُ جَلِيسُ وخير جليس لا يمل حديثه وترداده يزداد فيه تجملا. What does this mean? He says the Quran is خير جليس. It's the best. Jalis comes from the word jalasa, meaning it's the best jalis, somebody who you can sit with, a companion you can sit and talk with. And he says لا يمل حديثه. You'd never be bored. You can never get enough from this companion's talk. And he says, وَتِرْدَادُهُ يَزْدَادُ فِيهِ تَجَمُّلًا. And the more you repeat it, the more you repeat the Qur'an, the more beautiful it gets. Subhanallah. So this is just 2 lines from the Alfiya of Al-Shatibi in describing Allah's book. A true understanding of the Qur'an is divided into 2 things. 1, a cognitive intellectual understanding, fihm, dhihni, ma'rifi, which let me break this down, which is basically information. When you're acquiring or accumulating information, actual facts about the Quran, right? That is a cognitive intellectual understanding. The second kind of understanding of the Quran is an understanding that pertains to the heart. That is a spiritual understanding. As is said in Arabic, فهم قلبي إيماني. فهم قلبي إيماني. And the second kind of understanding is the goal, is the ghaya, is the goal. And the first kind of understanding is the means that will get you to the second kind of understanding. So the information, right? The information that you're studying, for example, the compilation of the Quran, all the history of it being written down, what we're going to be doing in the studies of the Quran is a means to get you in a place where you start internalizing the Quran in a heartfelt matter. It's in your qalb, it's affecting your qalb, right? It's your spiritual, you're getting into it spiritually. So 1 is a goal, that understanding that pertains to the heart is your goal. قال الحسن البصري رحمه الله العلم علمان. Hassan al-Basri said, knowledge is of 2 kinds. علم في القلب فذاك العلم النافع. He says, knowledge that pertains to the heart, and that is the beneficial type of knowledge. Number 2, he said, وعلم على اللسان فتلك حجة الله في خلقه على خلقه حجة الله على خلقه. And he says the second type of knowledge is knowledge of the tongue, that which you articulate, that you're articulating the information that you know. It might not have affected your qalb, Imam Hassan al-Basri is saying. So he's saying knowledge of the tongue, and that is Allah's evidence on His creation. That is Allah's evidence that He's going to ask you about. Right? What is it? Are you not doing what you say? Is it just talk? Or are you walking the walk? During the time of Abu Bakr, there was a lot of apostasy wars, battles. It's called Hurub al-Ridda, apostasy wars. There was a particular battle called the Battle of Al-Yamama against the apostates, who were the followers of a deceiver and false prophet called Musaylama al-Kadhab. Musaylama, he was called Musaylama the liar. And he had gone out and he was preaching that he was a new prophet and creating a lot of ruckus. So there was a lot of apostasy that happened during that period. In this battle, a large number of Qurra were killed. A large number of memorizers were killed. So as I said before, in that first phase, 70 were killed in Bi'r Ma'una, the well of Ma'una, right? The 70 that were slaughtered of the companions. And then now a large number, some say that it was 700 memorizer that was killed in the battle of Al-Yamama. To the extent, by the way, to the extent that it was called Madhbahat al-Qurra, the massacre of the memorizers. Like, people refer to that because of the extent of the numbers of memorizers of the Quran that were killed. It was called the massacre of the Qurra, Madhbahat al-Qurra.